beautiful soul. This is Kristen Strother with Uplifting Counsel, and today is part 2 of a short series, 3 parts, in how to get the most out of counseling. Last time I talked about things that you can do before your sessions to get the most out of it, and today I'm going to talk about things that you can do during sessions to get the most out of counseling. The first thing that you can do during a session is to make sure that you have brought a main topic, main focus for the session, brought it with you. It's not like the counselor can't do this, but sometimes what happens is the counselor might ask, your counselor might ask you, how was your week this week, or how was today? And you end up talking about something that maybe was like a trivial thing from the day or the week, or just kind of in general, how it's gone. And then before you know it, your counselor doesn't necessarily know that it wasn't like a big deal to you, the thing that you started talking about. It's kind of assumed that it was if you're talking about it. And then before you know it, you might have spent a third of the session on it or something, and you're like, this actually wasn't that big of a deal to me. Or another thing that can happen is a counselor might be just checking in on things that you've talked about before, but maybe something else has come up that's more high priority for you that week. And so it's really good to come in and into session knowing what's really important for you for that day and making sure that you're telling your counselor about it right away. The second thing that you can do is, I mentioned last time, taking notes throughout the week before sessions of things you want to talk about, things that have come up that are important. Also, I highly recommend taking notes during sessions too, because it's easy to forget afterwards things that you talked about. So it's nice to write down like even epiphanies that you're having during a session, tools that your counselor has told you about, especially like how to use them. And then also like if you've talked about any homework, so that you can make sure that you remember to do any homework that you and your counselor have discussed trying. The third thing that you can do is to be open to feedback. Typically, if you are going to counseling, you're somebody who's already open to feedback, at least from your counselor, or you wouldn't be seeking counsel. But sometimes we're not as open-minded as we could be, and so it's really good. It's important to try and stay open-minded, to be open to new tools, ways of doing things, even if they don't sound like something like that interesting to you, or something you would have normally thought of. And also be open-minded to even trying things that you've tried in the past. I think of this with like deep breathing, for instance, is like a lot of people have tried deep breathing before and maybe it didn't work for them before, but it's always cool to hear like the counselor's perspective, and maybe there's a different way that you could try doing it that might work better. It's just cool to be open to various things that might be helpful to you. So those are today's tips for how to get the most out of counseling. There's going to be one more video about things that you can do following sessions to get the most out of counseling, and I will see you again soon. Please comment below with some of the ways that you get the most out of counseling, or things that you've heard of are good ways to get the most out of counseling, and I will talk with you again in the next video.